Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad you are, bestie. Wasn't it simple to get on?
It was simple. If whoever's watching this, if you're ever a guest on this show, all you have to do is make sure that your mic and your camera are both allowed in Safari if you have an iPhone. And once you do that, it's really simple.
It is, especially, and it's easy to get on with the computer as well.
Yeah, I'll have to try that. I think I need to buy a mic to use it on my computer, but I'd be open to trying it again in the future.
Okay, that's good. I know most computers do have the mic in them, but there's some you have to get adapters to put in and go through the process of the going through the steps and all that happy stuff.
Yeah, that's for people who are good with technology. Well, I'm happy to be here. Woohoo! Fluff, Fluff Chick Productions.
Yep, birds. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Snorty. I'm glad you made it. Hey,
Snorty.
John. So, how's your day?
My day is good. I talked to you earlier and I asked you what kind of things we might talk about today. And one thing you mentioned was maybe discussing crafts for different holidays. And I
Yeah,
thought, why not discuss also a board game recommendation for when you're hanging out with your kids around the 4th of July?
go for it.
All right. Well, here it is. I think I've mentioned it before on Discord, but Jaws the board game. It's for kids 12 and over. It's for 2 to 4 players, and it actually is one of the best games I've played in a while. You
Oh,
you get
nice.
to play either Quint, Hooper, or Brody, and or else you play as the shark. And first, you start out. There's Amity Island, and you can if you're Quint, you can throw out barrels, and you have to hope that they connect to the shark, and they help you to track where the shark is. But as the shark, you're going around the island, eating people left and right, doing the best you can to get as many as possible, and each character has different weapons to fight against the shark. And then there's like an end of the act one. And after that, you're basically in the orca.
Hmm.
And that part is really exciting too. But, anyways, it sounds very simple. All I can say is it's definitely a family game. And it's very easy to learn, very easy to play. And it only lasts like 45 minutes. But for summertime, the reason why I mentioned it is because in some of the event cards, it mentions the 4th of July, where if you ever saw Jaws the movie, you'd know that on the reporters were on the island and the mayor wants to keep the beaches open, but everyone else is like, oh my god, the shark is there. And they're like, we can't keep the beach open on the 4th of July or something like that in one of the event cards. So I thought it was fitting to bring it up because 4th of July is next week.
Oh, cool. I like actually. That is interesting. I do like. We all like Jaws since it's
Well,
been 50
if
years.
if you were here, we would be playing, I swear. It'd be a good time. We'd bring out the butterscotch moonshine, and we'd be playing jazz.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's for sure. I love it when the show came out. The beaches were empty because of the show.
No kidding. I'm personally
Seriously.
terrified of sharks. I mean, they have a place here called the Academy of Sciences in the Golden Gate Park, and one of the things at the Academy of Sciences is an area where there are like ocean creatures in different tanks. But there's one little pool where they have what's that thing that killed poor Steve Irwin?
Oh, yeah.
One of those big stingrays. Well, even
Yeah.
seen a little teeny one in that tank made all my hair stand up. And that thing was tiny, probably the big as your fist, swimming around with one of its little stingers. And I was like, no
Mhm.
way. Not gonna even try petting that thing like some of these people wanted to.
Oh, that's for sure.
So I can see people being terrified of sharks, absolutely.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah, everyone has their own quirks on stuff like that. You know. Well, I got. Hold on a second here. This is an old
Ah, very nice.
for that was had the maple syrup in it, and what I did on the last one couple, I took off the labels. Was it wherever you could get it off with, and you decorate for whatever holiday you want,
Ah, very nice.
or every day, whatever. And the ones I have, I use it for Halloween. I decorate it, like with for as potion bottles.
Potion bottles, poison bottles. Very cool.
Yeah, or I had one that said cyanide on it, and or the liquid of eye of newt.
Ooh, I
And I
like
would,
that.
yeah, and on the back I would put the what you could use it with.
And what did you do? Like food coloring and make the water green or something?
You could do it that way too, but what I had was the chalk you put on it with the labeling, or whatever you can stick on it. You could write on it after you get it all stuck together in that.
Yeah, right. You probably had the real booze in there and all your little bottles around your house. Every time you need a sip.
No. Shark's teeth. Speaking of jaws,
Very cool.
a friend of ours, my parents and I, they used to go down to Florida and collect all the different size shark teeth. And you get some of the odd ones too.
Wow.
And I have some stashed away for a couple of projects I want to do with the teeth. And I got the
Wow.
odd ones. I'm still deciding on what I'm going to do with them. And even with this, you could even. I think I might just have this in my pumpkin dude's laboratory. Use it as for one of his potions.
I love it. I mean, one of the things I really wanted to do next time I go to South Carolina is in Columbia, South Carolina, they have a museum, and I guess they're supposed to have some sort of a replica of a megalodon
Mm-hmm.
and of maybe one of the big gigantic teeth about how big they really are. So I'd love to see that and stand next to it.
Yeah, they are definitely huge, for what I understand. You guys, ideas on what you like to do for projects?
I haven't really done any projects around the holidays, except maybe, like around December, get get the oranges and the grapefruit, slice them really thin, bake them in the oven, and they make beautiful ornaments that become very sort of translucent, where you can see light through them, and they're beautiful.
Oh, I like that idea.
I've
I
done
really
that,
do.
but I've never done anything around Halloween. What I would really like to. I'd love to make a mask. I was watching how to make masks about that Hayao Miyazaki film Spirited Away, and I think it's like a no name or something. I can't remember the spirit's name, but one of the main creatures. I was
Mm-hmm.
watching videos on how to use like the EV foam to and heat and
Mm-hmm.
to make it curve around your face, and how it's very simple. It's mostly about texturizing the foam, gluing it together properly so that it lasts a long time, and then really painting it. So I think we should maybe around the holidays, maybe around October, do another stream, and we can each make something, and I'll bring something that I've made.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I'm out for that one.
I'm all for it too, because I've actually really wanted to try making a mask, and it would be neat just to share it.
Yeah, I hear you. There's a lot of things you could do with where you could get your inspirations from. Even from a picture, then you could do your own rendition of what you want to do for it.
I don't think I can do that. I'm not that good at it.
You'll be surprised. You know, hey, everyone has their own way of thinking outside the box.
Well, that's true. Well, 4th of July is next week. Do you have any plans? Are you gonna anything good you want to eat? I mean, I know it sounds so cliched and so boring, but I'm never tired of a good hot dog.
Same here.
So I have.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like to buy those Hebrew National hot dogs just because they're a really good quality. Last time I bought some cheap ones and they were squishy and nasty. And personally, I felt guilty about doing it, but I threw almost the whole package away. I was like, never again. Not even worth it buying cheap hot dogs.
I've done that many times, trying something like this. It depending on how it's packaged, I may pawn it out to someone else if they do like
it. That's true.
Well, there's a hot dog over at BJ's Wholesale Club. They're a good sized hot dog. They're all beef, and it's a decent Watson brand, and they're actually pretty good. It's like a fourth pounder.
Actually, when I was in my 20s and I was married to my first husband, his aunt came to visit us up in Alaska, and she was from Boston. And she kept talking and talking about how good the hot dogs were in Boston. And I didn't believe her, but then she ended up sending some, and they were amazing.
Oh, nice. That is really good.
Yeah.
Let me see. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't have anything planned for the 4th of July. I mean, we're in the city limits, they're not supposed to do any sort of fireworks or anything.
Okay. But I usually go to, back in the day in Euclid, Ohio, they had the amazing fireworks. In my aunt and uncle's place, you can see the fireworks from the front yard or the backyard. It was like right there because it was like just across the street where the high school is. But unfortunately, one day, some idiot kids ruined it for everybody. And you can see all the cops rolling by everything. And it disbanded this like several years ago. Now we go to my favorite aunt and uncle's son's place because he lived in Menor, right next to the high school, and they pop them off every year. That's where we usually go to, and we bring whatever we want, drink, eat, share what we bring for the food.
What do you like to have? What do you like to eat when you're watching the fireworks?
Popcorn.
Ooh, always nice.
Yeah, it is. Not too often where I have it.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to live next to this really small town. Really small town. But the one good thing about that small town was every February they had an almond blossom festival parade. And so this little dinky town, most of the people in the town would get dressed up and they would play instruments and they'd all parade down the street. And then at the end, there was always a carnival to go to. But I loved sitting out on lawn chairs, eating snacks, watching the parade. It was probably one of the coolest things. And nowadays people are just so busy. Every movie has to be so intense. They're just not satisfied with simple things. But I loved those old parades.
Oh, I do too. They're fun. Especially seeing all the little kids, yay, doing all their happy dances.
Yeah, and it's just the energy. All the people trying to be happy together, and it's great.
It is. Hold on a second. Let me pull something up here real quickly.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll work. Cause let me see where it's at.
Are you able to read like what everybody's saying and in the chat?
I got it here on right here onto my right. I can see it as it's going.
All I see is you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. Bum
Yeah.
bum bum.
Well, for what I have, it's a little bit more set up because I'm presenting it in this way it's presented to me. A second here. Hopefully this works. I did it a couple different times before. Yeah, excuse me. I'm still on a learning curve on how to operate this thing.
It is kind of intense for sure.
Yeah. Nothing here. Downloads, documents, no. Attachments. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up some pumpkins here so everyone can see it.
Ooh, nice. I absolutely adored the decorations you made last year and that you shared in your videos. I was telling you recently that you had, I don't know if it was a actual pumpkin or some kind of squash that was in the shape of an eyeball, and you used it to create a creature eyeball.
Yeah. Oh, let's see here. Let me see if I could yank it up through YouTube on that one. I don't know what. I had it just working before. Hold on a second here.
Actually, one thing I would be interested in trying around Halloween is not just carving a pumpkin this year, but you know, like the old traditions, how they carved beets and different kinds of root plants.
Oh yeah, I've heard. I heard that it can be done.
I was just wondering what it's like to make such a little teeny one, because some of them are small.
I don't know. I'm half tempted to just look and see if I could try to do that. Maybe
Or
do
like,
it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, have you ever seen like those pictures online where somebody does a big pumpkin but with the mouth open, and then inside it'll have a little tiny pumpkin that looks like it's dying?
I've seen it. I've seen those.
Yeah,
Oh hell!
I know those would be fun.
I know. On the Food Network, they did for the pumpkins for Halloween. Like wow. One second here. Let me see if this will work. Oh well. Like I said, I'm still getting the hang of this.
People think that just because some people have all this expensive equipment that everyone can just easily set everything up and do their live streams, but the internet's not that old.
Oh
Everything's
no.
constantly changing and upgrading, and that makes everything very complex.
Oh, I know. You know what I'm thinking of doing for trying doing this and make it into a for Halloween. I got two of them.
Ooh, I like it.
And going to see how that goes.
Like castles or
Yeah, and castles. I'm going to think one. They're going to be two different colors. One color in bright black and some like in a dark gray. And I'm going to do maybe cut out some of the holes so you can see in some, and the other one probably painted like yellow.
That's awesome. I wonder if you'd have to use a primer on plastic or if you'd be able to paint right on there.
I know there's different ways to doing it for getting it on the plastic. I have to re look at it again up on the internet, like on YouTube. You can find anything on YouTube. If you can't, you're screwed.
Very true. Yeah, I used to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I learned how to make little sets by watching a lot of YouTube videos and using different kinds of cardboard boxes and just like a glue gun and paints. But one thing
Yeah.
I used to paint was a few of the little minis, which were teeny tiny, and those you always had to wash them and then make sure that you primered them, but some of them already came primered.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I got a little tidbit here. It's a little fun fact. Does anyone know what the first recognized horror movie was is?
Say it again, please.
Does anyone know what the first horror movie was?
Hmm. My parents were hugely into horror films, so I really have no clue. I was like born on it.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's The House of the Devil, a silent film directed by. It was directed.
Whoa.
It was in 1896.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hi, Dino.
1896. You make a horror movie that long ago, you probably got shunned at church. Everyone was probably afraid, but that's very cool.
Yeah, like I said, that's wow. I knew there was some before 1900.
I seriously had no clue. I thought, movies like Nosferatu were among the first, but
Yeah, no,
happened a
there's
lot.
yeah, I know there's. Look at the one that we saw the other night. The Jekyll and Hyde from 1912 or
That one
1913.
was good.
And there's some other ones that are like even older. It's like, oh well.
Hello, Dino. Hello, everybody. I can't see in the chat, but
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here with all of you, and it's a fun time.
All right, Dino. Hold on a second, Dino. Let me get you the invite out here.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think
he's
I
hopping
don't.
on.
Should I go?
No.
Well, I
As far
mean,
as
I
I
didn't
know,
know. I didn't know if you're only allowed to have one person on at a time.
I think I might have able to have three for
Oh,
what
I
I'm
see.
reading.
Okay. Hello, kids. You all better be behaved out there.
Yeah, we bite hard. And did you know that Christopher Lee did a few metal albums, heavy metal albums?
Ah, I heard that, but I haven't heard any of the music. Oh my goodness, he was amazing.
I know. And
Christopher Lee.
mm-hmm, and he was the only actor in the Lord of the Rings that knew Tolkien.
The cool thing about Christopher Lee is he could play a gentleman, he could play a horrifying, intense monster, and then he could play Count Dooku.
Exactly. Yeah,
Amazing.
I know he has a lot of. He can speak a lot of languages.
Hmm.
I think like 7 or 8 of them. He was in the war. Did a lot of acting. Everything. It's amazing on what he can do. Honestly.
And in such a short period of time, it's not like he had a lot more years of life than most of us.
I
He might.
Yeah, I think he was in like 60 years for movies.
Intense.
I know.
Like, I love Vincent Price, but Going back and thinking on it, I don't remember him playing any kind of monsters, do you? It was mostly like psychopaths.
He did Frankenstein. He did.
He was Frankenstein?
Yeah, in the Hammer Horrors.
Ah, I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, if they're on. You can check up on YouTube. He was Dracula too as well.
Yep, I definitely need to go back and watch it. See? That's why you are a genius, because when it comes to learning about older films, I've learned so much from the movies that you and Dino have shared on the Wednesday and Friday night movie nights.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Vic. There, Chris.
I always enjoy it.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Let's see here.
Yeah, some of
Dino,
those.
check your email.
See how hard it is just to do a stream where Star Trek, all they had to do was beam me up, Scotty.
No.
stand, yeah, stand under that little thing. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah. I knew I had you was able to get into the share screen. Second here. 25 Christopher Lee. Here we go.
Woohoo, Christopher Lee. Ooh,
What do you think?
awesome. Look at all those teeth. That's the one thing is I was looking into how to make the teeth, but it's not that easy. I tried making teeth last year in my jack-o'-lantern and some of them broke off.
Well, I'll depends on how thick of the wall is on the pumpkins too. That's the thing.
And then I know that they do some where they do all the teeth individually and then use toothpicks and stick them up
Mm-hmm.
in the mouth, but that was way too labor intensive for me.
But with me, I you could use Dremels.
Mm.
The Dremel, sets. You could do that. Knives, depending on what kind of knives you have. Hey, we can try to get it. Depends on how the outside is of the pumpkin.
I should invest in a Dremel. Those Dremel kits that have all the the buffers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They use those on making the masks and also I've also wanted to make, like I told you, a puppet and
Yeah.
it would help with that.
Yeah, stuff like that does help. That's why I want to try to get a good spray, the airbrushes.
Mm.
Besides with the paintbrushes that I have, because with the airbrush you could get a little finer mist on that, makes it with the leveling.
And it's faster.
That too, but sometimes if I like to use the brushes depending on with certain things compared with where the spray with the airbrush can't.
Mm. I'm definitely going to start thinking about a mask, even if it's something simple, just something that's interesting to share. And then around Halloween, let's do it. Let's share them.
We could do that, and
Because I've,
hopefully by then I'll have that something just for something else.
because I've even seen videos on making like Tusken Raider masks using cardboard. People have made some really cool Star Wars masks with cardboard.
Chris,
What's that?
hi.
I think my phone cut out temporarily. Someone was trying to call.
Okay. I was going to send Peppy over to get a hold of you.
Hello, Peppy.
So here we go. Let me try. Here we go. Share image. Share. Nope. Nope. Here we go. I got my rendition from one of the pictures that I saw. This is my.
Yeah, these were great. These were better than just good. These were actually really, really great.
Isn't it? And the teeth are plastic, and people wouldn't think about doing something like that at all.
I love
Hi,
it.
Dino.
Hey, what the heck? Is there an echo?
No, I don't hear you.
Oh,
Hear
where's
it?
Chris? Oh, there she is.
Yeah, there's Chris.
Oh, there's an echo. What's going on? Oh, it's because I've got you on my. Hold on.
Ah, that explains a lot.
I'm watching your stream. So, what is going on? How are you guys?
Hey, Dino.
Hey,
Good,
guess
you.
what did one firecracker say to the other?
Ben, you're it.
You light up my life.
Aw.
Woo!
Woo, that's perfect for 4th of July.
All
How you guys
right.
doing? Look, I've got all my stuff here. I'm building more Legos. Oh my god,
We see.
they're everywhere.
I
just made
love
a
your
Sherlock Holmes
Legos.
book nook. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. How's Aiden doing with his tracking it?
Oh, he's doing good. Training. He's doing great. I'm not going to complain. He's doing fantastic.
Oh, that's good. I know he'll break that record soon
Break
enough.
the records. Yes, he will. Chris, what's going on with your colors in your room? I love it.
I know. Yeah, I know. I love it, Chris.
Look at
Purple.
yeah, and it looks like clouds kind of in the purple sky.
No, that's just I didn't have enough to do like to make the
Didn't
walls
finish
totally
it,
dark.
but it
I
still looks good.
I liked the little bit of an off painting it. I figured it doesn't make it look sort of textured.
Yeah, no, it looks good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. The bird woman of YouTube. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You can thank Steven of Deleted Scenes. He's the one
For
that
what?
he did that for me. Because I got with all the birds on my first channel that.
Oh, the
I
bird
have.
woman. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think we all know you're the bird woman of YouTube. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
As long as I've known you, you know, you've had the birds. So yeah.
Yeah.
We know who you are.
Yeah, especially all the other birds that are from the pet shop.
Exactly. Yeah, I see that on TikTok, Connie. You always got those bird videos. Are those old videos or are you working?
Those are old videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The ones where the babies sit on top of your head? Those are older? So cute.
Yeah, I thought maybe it might have been like volunteering or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But
yeah, no, I at the pet shop, Pet Paradise in Welby.
Nice.
Hi DJ. Glad you made it. Hi Ezra.
Who's in the chat?
Woohoo! Yeah. Ezra's in the house.
What's going on, Ezra? Yeah.
Ever
DJ Ronnie G is in the house. Is he spinning some tunes for you, Connie?
Woo woo! All the kids are here.
Yeah. Ever since my talent type year has passed away, I brought in some snacks for the group, the ladies that work there.
Yeah.
And the previous owner, she turned manager. She gave me permission to visit her bird, Jay, which he's a ring-necked parakeet. And ever since then, I've been going there a couple times a week. Then the new owner, which I've known for a while, because
good old friend of yours.
One volunteer, Tom,
let
me come in, start socializing with the other birds and the animals as well. Help them get used to being around humans.
Yeah, I love
been doing that for over 2.5 years now.
Oh, well, when the birds start saying bad words, you know who to blame it on.
Listen, I think I told this in streams already. My grandpa, man, he would teach his parakeets. They were parakeets. He would teach them all to speak, but they all said bad words. They said the F word. They said the B word. My grandpa was something else. And he would whistle too as a girl walked by. He's like,
So it reminds me of the grandpa from Little Miss Sunshine. Remember how he was teaching Violet to dance to Super Freak?
that was a pretty good movie. That was a pretty Steve Carell, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Curtis, with my Talon Tiberius, you know when to say shit and damn it.
Well, the thing with it saying shit, it's not lying. They do it every 5 seconds. So, you know. It's
and so did my Groucho. And my Groucho, he knew how to say him too. Only when, not too often. But it's hysterical with both of them.
It's funny.
I had 2 parakeets and I couldn't get them to speak at all.
Yeah,
but
there's
you need to spend time with them. So, you know, it's like couldn't dedicate enough time to the parakeets. But they're cool. I like them flying across the room. That was kind of cool.
Hey, Sashi. I'm glad you
put
made
little
it.
Advertisement signs on the parakeet as they flew across the room when I was streaming. Just make a few bucks. I don't know.
When I was
now it'd be like LLHS as it flies across the screen.
Can you imagine that? Having your bird, your parakeet with like a little banner flying around the room behind you. Ooh, good way to advertise.
I like it.
Damn.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's for sure. Oh well.
So what do you got coming up? You got projects coming. Well, I mean, it's a little too early for Halloween, but not really. It's never too early for Halloween.
No, to me, Halloween is 24/7.
Yeah, I mean,
look at his desk. Look at the ghost right there holding the jack-o'-lantern. It's never too early.
Oh,
there's Frankie.
Samwise.
But yeah, no, it's always Halloween here. But
yeah.
But you usually do some pretty cool projects, like I heard her talking about the acorns. What's that? Is that 3D printed?
No, these are like cheapy little things. I got 2 of them. I'm gonna be doing a couple, making castles out of them. Just a starter before I go to the larger ones.
So you're gonna paint them up and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and the
cool.
one I'm going to cut out and all that stuff.
You can fill it up with Jello too and put it in the fridge.
Oh, that sounds good.
We can eat castles on a future stream.
There we go.
Jello castles.
These are shark teeth.
Oh,
Dino.
Real shark teeth?
Real shark teeth.
Where did you get that from? Oh, and you use those for your crafts for the pumpkins. You just
I could do those too. Yeah.
Yeah, a little blood on them. Stick them up in the mouth, and
yeah. I'm going to be leaving this in the pumpkin dude's laboratory. If I need to capitalize, I just go in and grab them.
Or if you lose a tooth, you've got one in the car.
There you go.
The bird woman, the shark woman of YouTube.
Forget paying your dentist. Just make your own dentures.
Insert your own teeth. I've got a jar of teeth. Go to the beach and you're all set. No, why not?
Like I mentioned to Chris and everyone earlier, a friend of ours would be in Florida. He would be searching the beaches for the teeth, shark's teeth.
Well, so because you're in Northeast Ohio, so are those from trips you took or
not from me, from friends of ours?
Oh, so they and gave it to you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I can imagine walking on a beach and finding a bunch of shark teeth. That would be cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's shark teeth up here in Ohio. Because of how it was back in
prehistoric times, some shark teeth built into this or into riverbeds and stuff like that. That would be cool, but you'd make a pretty penny off of that, I would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chris, are you holding your phone?
I'm holding my phone. This is the first time I've ever been in a live stream, so I seriously had no
in a live stream. Yeah,
it was impromptu.
Yeah, it was actually. Chris, if you're going to use your phone, there are stands you can put your phone on.
Yeah,
like on the desk or whatever. We could go from there. I've done that before when I was filming some of my projects.
I've had the tripods before.
Yeah.
Those little bendy things too, where they like just grip your phone and you could put it in any position. Those are usually at the dollar stores or something like that. They're cheap, but they work.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. I want to
I-
make people have motion sickness and puke themselves here.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
But I have one
That's
that
too bad.
stands about 3 feet tall when it's all extended.
Yeah. No, we're in the future. We're gonna have to plan something really extravagant out. I do apologize, Connie. I was supposed to be here sooner, but oh my God, life is so crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah, but you showed up and you showed up with Legos. No complaint there.
Well, I mean, technically they're fantasy. I'm building a Harley. It's a
Wow.
Harley restaurant. Let me see if I can get the box and show you. It's
Hold
a
on a second
Harley.
here.
Uh-oh. You gonna put a mask on? It's already Halloween. Steampunk mask. There you go.
Hey,
Yeah, see,
Dino.
it's I love the steampunk there.
yeah, so do I.
But that's the well, it's a motorcycle restaurant. They can't technically say Harley
Right.
because of, but that's what it's going to be. It's got some, if you can see it, I know I'm way back. I'm small. I need to get a phone and just put it like right up to my face when we stream. No, I can't do that.
I still
Chris
want to
can do
see
that.
your phone going through the amusement park and the Tower of Terror. I never got to see it drop.
That's the thing, Connie. It's so hard for me to. This channel is what I dedicate myself to. Well, not this channel. You know what I'm saying. But Dino Brickhaven just doesn't get the attention. It's not like I'm not building. You see it, but I just can't do what I really want to do. But I do want to get the phone on a little something that can move through the city streets and be mobile, so that it's like you're really there walking. So eventually there'll be a video up there of it, but oh well.
It's out there, Dino. I know I've seen them before. I think I've seen them on Amazon.
Oh yeah, there's ways of doing it, but yeah, and it looks so cool. I know I got to do an update video because Dino Brickhaven is, I want to shrink down, man, and just go all through there. But there's a couple more modulars in there and stuff, so yeah, it's fun. It's real fun. It's the imagination of the mind, right? It's fantasy. It's being able to think. You can shrink yourself and just like walk through it and stuff like that. Connie, did it get dark there real quick?
That's what I was wondering. It looks like it got shades darker in your room.
Or did the electric bill go?
No, I got 2 lamps on both sides of me.
And did they go off? Because you got dark. Am I seeing things, Chris?
It's dark over here.
It got dark really quickly in there.
No sunlight.
The sun is going down, I think. What is it? Almost 9
o'clock. It's all cloudy
there.
over here, Dino.
Yeah. Oh, and it's 94 today. It got up to, Chris.
Yeah. Terrible.
Oh, how is it in San Francisco over there?
I have no complaints. It's cool enough here to where you could walk around in a sweater or, a decent jacket.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
That's not the rest of California. That's just San Francisco. That's one reason I moved here.
Yeah, you get kind of the cool breeze off of the ocean and stuff like that, right? So
yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're a Star Wars fan. Look at her, Connie. She got Star Wars everything.
I know.
Yeah. Are your sheets on the bed Star Wars?
They used to be. But no.
I love it. We're all kids at hearts, right?
Damn right.
And what's behind you? It looks like a painting. Is that painting?
Oh no.
Over your left shoulder?
It's
that's a Zen little.
I do meditation, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Thank you.
Curtis.
Perfect.
I like your dungeon. I like your man cave and with all your cool memorabilia and stuff. It's awesome.
Thank you. And it always changes up because there's so much of it. Usually, when Dave comes on, I throw all of it up here.
It's one of the first things people notice when they start watching your show. It's what I noticed when the first few shows I ever saw. I was like, whoa, look at all these cool masks and things that you had.
Did you ever go back to some of the older ones where like I had this huge table that had like, I swear, like 1,000 toys on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's so. And I wore this big hat, like I thought it would be funny, but I look ridiculous in it. Looking back on it, I'm like, what am I thinking? What's going on?
Well, weren't you talking about Ted wearing those
Oh,
wife beater shirts?
Oh, Connie,
no.
no.
The t-shirts.
The tank top that disintegrated on his body, and one day it just vanished. It
Yeah.
literally had a million holes in the back of it. It
Who are
was.
you
It
talking
was.
about?
It was so funny.
I know.
I'm like, Ted, who wears a shirt? He's like, I don't care. It's my favorite shirt. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know, I had a favorite shirt like that too, many, many years ago. And it wasn't that bad, but it was not a tank top, it was a t-shirt. And somehow I think somebody was sick and tired of it and threw it away.
Ah.
Oh,
And how can you do that to a person? That's my favorite. That's my lucky shirt.
I know.
But anyways, whatever. I digress.
how is he doing?
Ted?
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing good. He's doing good. He's like I said, just family. And
Yeah.
family comes first, and hard to fit in time to do a show or anything like that. So, but you got me and Dave on Sundays, so you know that's good enough. Yeah.
Those
Well,
shows are really good.
Yeah.
Are they? Me and Dave get kind of wacky. I mean, but that's what we're all about. You know, it's gotta be fun, right? You guys?
Exactly.
All I know is that when I watch you and Dave together, when the show is over, I smile a lot of the time for the rest of the evening because it makes me just feel happy and warm, and
Good.
everyone's included, and it's a really fun time that way.
Thank you, Chris. Connie, isn't Chris? I mean, she just shines like a
I know she
bright
does.
light. Your positive energy is just fantastic.
Thank you. So is yours, and so is Connie's. That's
Yeah.
why we're here, Bestie. We're celebrating Fluff Chick Productions.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. And more to come in the future.
That's right.
Exactly.
And I want to mention that her avatar is her Talon Tiberius, a bird that she was in love with, that she was a mama to.
Oh yeah.
And so wherever Talon Tiberius is right now, he's watching us.
Exactly. And not to mean people know that Talon is from Farscape. The sci-fi show.
Yes.
He's a living, breathing ship, a Leviathan.
Awesome.
His mother was his mother was Moya. It's
Moya.
beautiful ships, but he crashed and burned. And I'm gonna, whoever hasn't seen it, watch it if they haven't seen it yet.
Well,
Do they know
Dino's
how
into the ships. He's got the Black Pearl right there in his Legoland.
Oh yeah. It's up on the case. It's weird what I used for, you know, cases for like Lego sets and stuff like that to encase them so dust doesn't get all over them are expensive. So I went the route of, they had this really, really huge encasement for hamsters.
Uh-huh.
And it was like a quarter of the price of these display units. So I've got, you probably saw it in the video, but it's a wooden shelf with a lid on top with 4 legs, and it's like 40 something inches long. And so it fits the Rivendell, the Shire, everything in there at a quarter of the cost of what they would sell to keep dust off of Lego. So I'm like, it makes sense to get that.
I think what you need in Dino Brickhaven is a couple of hamsters, and you need to film a monster movie. Instead of killer tomatoes, there are killer hamsters.
Chris, it's not something I wasn't thinking about. I got the new Lego, the dinosaur one.
Ooh.
It's a giant T-Rex.
Ooh.
And if I put it in the streets of the city, I'm like going, oh man, what I could do, because I could create like a fighting, because I think I got a Godzilla too. And to have them both fighting, stop motion, but man, stop motion takes some time.
It does.
But I thought of that. But can you runaway hamsters?
Well, you
I'm crazy about dinosaurs. Too. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Spiders.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Yeah, we could like What's the William Shatner one? Oh, I forget the movie with William Shatner. All the spiders took over. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We can go right. Well, no, them is whatever. Yeah, the spiders would be cool. Yeah, but a little scary.
I don't have a problem with snakes at all.
Snakes? How about spiders?
Spiders, not a problem.
Yeah, my
Well,
son.
when you guys have spiders on here, do not invite me because I will not be watching.
No
I'm
spiders
creeped
for
out
you.
by spiders for sure.
Then you wouldn't like the place where I used to live at with mom and dad in downtown Welby area. It was a century home, cellar, dirt floor. That's where all the spiders lived.
Ugh.
Were there any really huge ones? Because in this area, Northeast Ohio, we got wolf spiders that are really big.
Yeah, we got some of the big ones down there too.
Yeah, they're basically tarantulas, but they're gray and just a little bit smaller.
Right. The 22 and a half years that we lived there, my Uncle Joe only went down there once. And he's petrified of them. I mean, literally.
I get it. Yeah, that would be scary. Hey, what do you get when you cross a firework with a ghost?
Oh, I don't know.
What?
A boomer.
Ah.
Oh, I love those dumb dad jokes.
I don't see anything wrong with dumb dad jokes. I love them. I actually love them.
Well, a lot
Me
of my
too.
humor is kind of stupid anyways. So, I mean, yeah, that's my humor. I love it.
Nothing wrong with them.
No.
More the merrier.
Exactly.
Hold on a second. Let me pull this one up here real quickly. Share screen.
It's too hot to do anything outside. Yeah, I agree with that.
I know.
What I love about your show with Dave is that I had a certain perception of Dave. He seemed so, calm with his garden, and he is a very educated person. He just has all the facts are all here.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get him riled up and his face will turn red, and that cracks me up to no end.
And you get rolling.
Yeah.
On your marathon, he's over there talking about listening to the heavy metal early in the morning when he had trouble waking up.
Huh?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who was sitting there with Dave's face?
The marathon, there was a different side of Dave we saw, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was great.
Oh my God, yeah.
I loved it. It was good. No, listen, I can bring the worst out of everybody. I mean, the best. Yeah.
Here's something. This was my very first.
On the channel, yeah. I remember seeing that. I
was
like
my
the one with the
one.
alien eyes back there peeking out. That's pretty cool.
Your projects are really good, Connie.
Thank you. And that was actually filmed at my aunt and uncle's backyard. I was watching Bob at the time that day, so I set him up real quick because he was putzing around and doing whatever he needed to do. So I just filmed it
Nice.
with a phone.
I liked your projects, but then when you filmed the entire yard as it was going to be for Halloween night, I was blown away. I didn't know it was that elaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, I don't know how many years ago it was that we had our Halloween party. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you walked around and showed us all, outside.
Woo-hoo!
And there was
I started in my sunroom, walked out and gone all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Pretty cool. Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Granted, it changed up a little bit here and there over the years, but there's a couple of core ones that actually kept.
Yeah, of course. You gotta change it around every year, right? There's either add something or take something away or
Yeah.
What was the last costume that either of you wore? I know that Connie wore her steampunk last year, but before the steampunk, what was your last costume? I'd say the last costume I wore was I wore a Chewbacca mask and hat and a t-shirt.
Who would have guess. Star Wars fan. I
Mine
love
was
that you're a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, mine was the ghoul.
You dressed up as the ghoul.
Yeah, I got my pink paint and my hair all whacked out.
Oh, nice. Not too many people would get that unless you're, Northeast Ohio kind of fanatic of
Right.
horror hosts and stuff like that. So
I know Edward would.
Oh, Edward, definitely. Well, he
Yeah.
sent me a group of DVDs of the Ghoul, or was it the Son of Ghoul? I gotta look at
Yes,
those.
I remember,
again.
yeah, I remember him sending something about that.
Yeah, so he knows about that. But me, I think I was the last time I dressed up, officially dressed up, was when the kids were younger, and I decked out the yard, and I went all zombie, and I was going to get underneath the ground. Because listen, the story is I set the whole house up thinking, oh my God, I'm going to scare kids this year. Everything else, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be great. And I made this wooden thing, and I dug a hole so I could get down underneath the ground like a zombie and just flip up the wooden crate that I had on top of me. And after all of that, and it looked cool, no kids, maybe two, came down the road. Never decorated again for Halloween. I mean, that's for real. I mean, it was very disappointing.
Well, it might have been fate, because if you had jumped out and scared some little kid and they pee-peed all over their costume, you might have ended up with a black eye.
Oh, could have. They could have kicked me, yeah, because I'm coming out of the ground, kind of. Rah! Kick me right in the eyeball. No, that wouldn't have been good.
No, that would definitely not have been a good idea.
But I love zombies, so yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. But for some reason, it's like that was the year, and I can't remember what year it was, but it's the year that, like, kids just started to stop going out. And, it was kind of sad. And
Right.
my kid's 17, so like had to have been like 15 years ago, something like that. I don't know.
Before all the kids had their own phones.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and for some reason, they can get their own. They realized, why we can go and get candy at the store. So, when I go and buy my kid he goes, get some Reese cups, and I get a bag, and he goes, well, why am I going out trick or treating? Well, because you're running around having fun with your friends. That's why. But anyways.
Those are my favorite. The peanut butter cups.
Did you try the new, like, there's lava in the middle? Like,
I've seen it.
Oh. Have you?
Yes.
No. How is it?
I have. Have you, Connie?
Not yet.
There's the thin dark chocolates, which are good.
Yeah.
Then there's the lava one. Can I reach over here? I've got the bag right here.
Whoa, cool.
See the lava?
Yeah.
Right in the middle. Oh man, it melts in your mouth because it's all that lava part. Yeah, I'm a candy nut. I mean, yeah, a little too much, I guess, but those are good. Those are really, really good.
I need to go over to Daffin Chocolates in PA, Sharon, PA. Bring some back for you.
Daffin chocolates? Daffin?
Yeah. It's in Sharon, PA.
Nice.
That's the original spot for getting chocolate. Yeah, some of the old penny candies, like the Mary Jane's. Stuff like that. They're on the one wall.
Yeah, kind of like Be a Sweetie Candy Company, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But like it's just a little section for that kind of stuff. But the rest of it, you got with the one wall, it has like truffles, chocolate covered Oreos, that stuff for diabetics.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Well, this has been awesome. I just received I've been waiting all day for a delivery of a bunch of household goods that I've needed. They were supposed to bring it like at 11 o'clock today and never did. So I really need to run downstairs and get it. But I'm going to let you guys talk also alone here. This is special to me. I'm so thankful I got to be a part of it. But I was waiting to see Dino and Connie together, two of my favorite people, and I love you guys.
Yeah, love you back. Thank you.
So thank you both for letting me be here today, and please continue with the show, and I love you guys. Take care.
Thank you, Chris. Hopefully
Thank
there's
you,
something good in those
Chris.
packages that you really want.
I hope so too. Okay.
He's
Bye,
running to get it,
bestie.
so.
Bye, Bestie.
Bye
See you later.
bye.
Bye.
Hi, Chris. Oh, there's something good in those packages. That's why she's running like a bat out of hell to get to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as it ain't meat.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know.
that's for sure.
Well,
I got a
'cause-
joke. I got a joke here for you.
okay.
Why does a chicken coop only have 2 doors?
Why does a chicken coop only have 2 doors? Chicken coop in one side and outside. I don't know. I'm going to say, enter and exit, but it's just funnier than that. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it has 4, it would be called a sedan.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, those big old cars
Oh, I know.
some of them are fantastic.
I know. Keep in mind, I'm 4'9". I was driving a 1978 Cougar and a 78 T-Bird.
Okay.
Land
Okay.
yachts.
Well, I can see that even at 4'9". I mean, those are kind of a little bit more compact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long
Big?
front ass ends.
The Cougar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Actually,
trying
the
to
T-Bird.
T-Bird, Thunderbird. Okay, yeah, those are longer cars.
Yeah.
Especially the
Land yachts.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was a long time ago, I bet,
Yeah.
right?
I also had a 91 Regal Master wagon.
Okay. Wagon.
Wagon.
Okay.
Long back end.
Well, what I've always really wanted was one of those Volkswagen minivans, with all the windows along the side of it. I don't know. It's just watching a lot of the old movies from the 70s and all that. It's that culture, that, how it was. I just love the aesthetic of a Volkswagen minivan. It's just from the 70s or late 60s too. I think it was like 1968 is probably the top, like most aesthetic looking minivan. But yeah, no, I love that. I love that a lot.
Oh, I do.
Cool.
I wouldn't mind having a 1968 Roadrunner.
Yeah, what Roadrunner? Those are cool.
Yeah.
What's the other one? There's a Gremlin. I'm trying to think of similar type cars, but I mean, people made fun of the Gremlin car.
Yeah.
What was the other one that they would make fun of? It was
Pacer.
Pacer. Okay, that's another one. But
every time I think of something like that, it would be Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Or the Pacers.
Yeah. No, I'm all caught up in the 70s. I have been for a while, ever since the Giallo. So that's been a good few years. The past few years, I've just been 70s culture, the way things look. I came across a channel of this person who was going back and getting the earliest recordings of people, like listening to people that were born in like 1825 and how their speech sounded, and it just was so interesting to me, listening to the people talk and their dialect and what they sounded like when we first started, recording sound.
Right.
And the one guy goes, it would be so cool if we could go back to the time of the Romans and stuff like that and just record how they actually spoke, because we don't really know. We can guess, from the origin and the area and stuff like that geographically. But I just thought that was very, very interesting.
I know. And look at the old film, the silent era. The first one was back in 1890.
Oh yeah. No, it's fantastic. What do you think of these? Because I have my own opinion, but what do you think of these films? Like the old film, like where they would go through a city, like this is New York, downtown New York City in like 1911, and they took footage of that and they colorize it. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Mine probably, but
yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, yuck.
Yeah, no,
really?
I understand to maybe a new generation and to some people fixing it up, and listen, you don't want to look at bad quality video, you know what I
Right.
mean? But if it's good quality video, but it's old and it's black and
Mhm.
white and it's original, that's what I would love to see. But the new generation, they're trying to, like, even with the AI and stuff like that, enhance the video, and then they colorize it, and it doesn't look the same. It just takes away the whole feel.
Nostalgia.
Yeah,
It
nostalgia
does.
of the, but I
I
don't
can
know.
understand back then the black and white was cheaper than the coloring.
Oh yeah, that's why they stuck with black and white footage and
Yeah.
film up until my God, even the 60s, really.
Yeah.
Then we started getting more color
The, te-
coming out.
the
Yeah,
technology was finally catching up.
yeah. Well,
I
and
got,
go
like
ahead.
with which was it? Phantom of the Opera. When they had that one scene with it was their color, and I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I would
Just
still have
doing
that
that one.
black and white, but I get you. Well,
Yeah.
the film back then, there were like, they would put like 2 or 3 different colors. I'd have to, research it before I start talking about it again, but I'm talking about it a little bit. But yeah, they would put like reds and blues into the color, and it would
Yeah.
create a color palette to the film during those early years. And then I think, they added like a third color, and which sounds weird, but it's just the way
Mhm.
film worked back then and up through the 50s and all that. And then yeah, then we got what we got now. My God,
Right.
fabulous film. I can't watch a 4K. I can't watch new movies if they're not 4K and just look beautiful on a 4K
I
TV.
know.
But
One thing I like about the older ones is the practical effects that they did use back then.
oh yeah, like King Kong with the. I didn't know this until I was older, and me and Ted actually did the review on that, where they would use a black screen to
Yeah.
how we use green screen now
Mhm.
to put us on the film and make King Kong big. Back then it was like either a black screen or a blue screen that they
Mhm.
would use, and I'm like going, how's but it's the way they did it back then, but
Yes, and like
never knew that.
With King Kong, it's with the arm when he goes into the get Fay Ray. That's
Yeah.
all mechanical.
Oh yeah, no, a great scene. But yeah, no, going back looking at that, a classic. I mean, don't get me wrong, but yeah, when he comes and looks in there in the
Yeah.
video, I mean, the building and all that, and the hand comes. I'm like going, oh my God,
Mhm.
that looks so bad. But eh,
It was cutting edge back then.
oh yeah, of course, it was top of the line. It was good.
Look at Ray Harryhausen.
He would spend hours, well, no, days, weeks,
Mhm.
months with just scenes in his garage with his child,
Yep.
doing the stop motion, one at a time. I think, was it Sinbad or one of the earlier films that he did was all done in his garage, and he did a lot of his shoots in his garage with stop motion. And because that's where he's used to, doing all of that stuff. And it was just, I'm just like going, man. And I looked and I tried. I'm like, how? Because I would love to do stop motion. That would be cool.
I would too.
But it's just, you got to be patient. It takes
Very
so much
patient.
time. You better have money and time.
And
But
one slight hiccup could ruin the whole take.
oh yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
You have to go back to that before that point and redo it all over again.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy, but
Right.
all fantastic stuff. I mean, that's why we are interested in this stuff and love all this movie stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, see, I grew up with all the stuff in the silent era, especially. And a lot of them did their own stunts.
Well, of course.
Look at
I mean,
Harold Lloyd.
yeah. Yeah, in the early years. Oh, Harold
Yeah,
Lloyd.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything was cutting edge then.
Oh yeah, they almost died. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, some of the stunts they did were just unbelievable.
If I remember right, there was one show that with Harold Lloyd. The crew up and left because of how dangerous this one scene was.
Oh yeah, yeah. But he stuck. Yeah, he stuck with it. I mean, he's crazy. I forget what was the movie that me and Ted talked about. Do you remember The Great Train?
I think it was
robbery, or I think it was The Great Train Robbery. But he did the stuff he did in that movie was just, I mean, even the timbers and the wood that we would throw off. You know, this was a little guy, and he could have died at any moment with a lot of those stunts. I mean, it was crazy.
I know.
So what horror movies are you watching right now? Any TV horror movies? Like I started Interview with the Vampire. I won't talk about it because of just too much stuff I don't like about it because I read the book. But
yeah, I'm like that too. I read the book. I prefer the book.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for From to come out, and I keep saying this, but if nobody's seen From, it's you can get it on Amazon. It's through Paramount Plus or whatever it is. But it's one of the greatest right now. I mean, it's such a good show. It's a twist of horror and Lost put together, and it's so good. It's my favorite right now. It really is.
Yeah,
I tried. Go ahead.
I haven't been to the movies lately because a few things came up and everything else. Especially with me back a few months ago when I was in the hospital a couple of different times.
Yeah. No, I haven't been at a movies theater in, oh my gosh, years. Maybe 7 years. That's how long it's been since I've been I wait for everything to come out and come to the TV now, and that's just how it is now. I don't know.
No, I get it. Everyone has their quirks. Well, the Regal by Me has like a $5 or $6 night on Tuesdays. So I usually go in the afternoon. That's how I saw a lot of my shows. If I can't get to there, I go to Atlas, which is their $5 on Mondays, which is in Mentor.
Right. Mentor, yeah, that's quite a haul, man. That's almost a couple hour drive for you.
No, for me, it's not that far.
Mentor?
Yeah, I live in Eastlake.
Oh, that's east. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you're close to Mentor. Okay.
Yeah, remember we're about a half hour apart from each other.
Yeah. Chris W, I just bought some household items that I ordered upstairs. Yeah. So mops, household items. So that's mops, like sponges.
Yeah, boring stuff. Exactly. It's just next week is the 4th of July. So things I would have ordered then, I decided to order this week. Only instead of putting them in individual boxes from Amazon, they stuck it in this huge box that's literally the size of a coffin.
Oh, no.
I know.
So you thought there was a dead body down there in a box? Is what
I know. But when I heard you talking about movies, I was like, oh, I've got to hear this because I'm still dying to hear what you. Well, maybe I shouldn't ask because maybe on your channel you're going to talk about it. But the new Nosferatu. I mean, it's controversial stuff.
The original is the best.
Wait, the original or the new Nosferatu that came out?
The new one. She's talking about the new one.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Don't.
Listen, I don't know. You may like it. You know.
No. I told my mom to buy me that DVD for my birthday, and now I wished I would have asked for something else. I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't Nosferatu.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Why?
It's not Nosferatu.
No, that was a big hit to me. Like I'm like going, why? If you called it Vlad the Impaler, maybe I would have said, oh, okay. But when you say Nosferatu and we get a vampire that looks like, and I'm not giving nothing away. Oh, he looks like this big. He looks like Vlad the Impaler, but like, you know, they tried monstering him up and in his voice, and it was almost like he was spitting every time he talked. And I just did not like him as a vampire.
I didn't like him either. He was really, really scary as Pennywise. There were
Yes.
so many
Yeah.
things that were frightening about him as Pennywise, but this character wasn't as frightening as the old 1920s one with the long
Yeah.
nails. I mean, that in itself, just the
Yeah.
picture scares you.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I'm thinking about doing the original Nosferatu during Halloween,
Woohoo!
October.
Sounds
Can't beat
good.
that. Can't beat that.
It
But
goes,
yeah,
which I
don't do
already
the
did
new one.
before.
and
Well,
he
that
also
and the creepy sex. I mean, what can I say? It just that part little freaked me out. Who wants to sleep with that old dead thing that probably smells like rotten meat? I mean,
no, it was
Yeah.
exactly no. Those are good
Yeah.
words. Good description because again, there's a connection between Lucy and the vampire. I get it. But that scene was just really weird and really out there.
yeah,
And the connection that they had and how that relationship was going didn't connect with me. I'm like going, what's going on here? But I get that it looked beautiful in some scenes, like the aesthetic and the cinematography for some of the scenes in the movie were good. But people even made a big deal about that. And like the carriage ride, when it came with no rider and it slowly turned and it was in slow-mo kind of, I didn't care for that. I'm like, I'd rather have it, the guy in the front seat and it coming and, fog around and stuff like that. They just had to make it come with no rider. And it was a different ambiance to the scene. But I didn't care. There was so much I didn't care for.
what is scarier? Like the carriage showing up if you were alone. Yeah, that's scary, but it's also scarier to have someone riding the carriage who's not speaking to you and maybe who is totally off. There's something more the tension builds to
Yes.
me.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. And you
I
saw
don't
it,
know.
Connie, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I prefer the original.
Yeah. 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 No, definitely have somebody riding the carriage for sure.
I'm just totally against a lot of these remakes.
Oh, same here.
Uh, Anybody, yeah, for years now I've preached that. Please don't make a remake. Please don't make a remake.
Please
Again,
don't remake Jaws because it
yeah,
just will suck.
no. You can't remake Jaws. There's no way.
No.
Jaws was a mechanical, prop that created this certain illusion and look to. No, you can't. You can't.
No.
The thing about movies like this is it's the era that they were made in. And I say this over and over. They're shot on certain types of cameras. It's everything about like the 70s just looked different, from the people, the way they dressed, spoke, clothes.
The ambience.
Yeah, TVs. I mean, everything. So you can't remake something as good as some of these movies. I mean, they do, and a lot of times they suck. But it's
Well,
like,
think about it. Like in Jaws, when they're on the orca in the middle of the ocean, and they actually are trying to call for help, and there's no way to call. Nowadays, people would think of cell phones or some of these satellite phones, and that would just ruin it. So you're right.
oh yeah,
It makes a huge difference when they were made and what technology was available to people.
yep.
Exactly.
And the companies, I get it. The companies are thinking it's such a big hit movie for the people of the later generations, but why not grab it for the newer generations? And it does work because even my kids, listen, my daughter loves the old Universals. I got her into all the old horror, but
such a good dad, Dino.
oh yeah, well, yeah, when they sit with me and they see, my daughter she just happened to just love it all. And I'm getting my son into it. He's a little bit different. He's 16, going to be 17 now, but she's 20. So I got her at the right time. But even him, I'm like, but you can see that the newer generation, like around his age and stuff like that, they're introduced to these newer movies, and it doesn't matter that the new technology's there because they're used to it, and they go, wow, that was an awesome movie. And I'm like going, If you only knew better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do
true.
they like the Hammer horrors?
Well, my daughter likes them. You know me too, though.
Yeah.
I have an issue with some Hammer horror. Some Hammer horror can be very dull and long and drawn out,
Mhm.
and me and Ted have argued about that. So, but there's a certain aesthetic and an appeal to Hammer horror, and the good ones are really, really good.
Yeah.
But
I
some of
like
the
it with the Hammer horror red, the red blood. How bright
yeah.
it is.
It's like red acrylic paint just
Yes.
shooting out of the bottle. It's thick and red. You know what I'm saying, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking about how esoteric those films are.
Yeah.
Being made a while back, they got away with murder with some of the things they talked about. It was crazy, and now you watch it, and it
Mhm.
seems like on the edge even for now.
Oh, times have changed.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, oh my God, I ain't even gonna go there. But the Hays Code, I mean,
Mhm.
if people only knew from like the 50s, mid 50s up to late 60s, the Hays Code wasn't really enacted, and that's why we got, see, I don't want to go there, but I mean, X-rated movies
I
basically,
know.
but
Yeah.
movies that actually were getting awards like an Oscar and stuff like that, but it was X-rated. I mean, it was just, it blew my mind. When I learned about all this, I'm like going, really? I can't believe that. But yeah, no, that's a chunk of history there that, yeah,
Oh,
it's interesting. And
look at
honestly, as an
Go-
adult, listen, I'm an adult, but
Yeah.
watching some of the horror type movies that were like that, it totally, that shouldn't be in there. First of all, I mean, it's just,
Mhm.
but I look at it and go, some of these movies are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
If you really didn't have that kind of, anyways, I won't go down that rabbit hole too far, but yeah, no, it's very interesting.
I just skip past those parts.
Yeah.
Look at the pre-code for the back in the 30s and that.
Yeah. Well, listen, the pre-code,
Yeah.
it's a shame that they had to enact that because
Mhm.
the women looked, listen, I love the women of that era, and what, like even the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
Mhm.
1934 was it? But it just made that cut,
Mhm.
and it was violent, and off the top of my head, I can't remember the actress's name or nothing, but she did a great job. But I mean, he ripped her clothes off and stuff, and it was just like, I mean, it was a fantastic movie.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then they got rid of that, and movies started getting, they started changing and stuff. But like Fay Ray and King Kong, even, I mean, I love
Reefer Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's another one. Yeah. A little later on, but yeah, Reefer Madness that was something else. I think that was one of the first movies I had to watch when I was a teenager, because they said it was such a bad, oh my God, don't watch Reefer Madness. But I watched it, and I'm like going, oh, this is stupid.
It is.
Yeah, so I
It
turned it
is
off.
stupid, but I guess it sort of reminded me of what you were just saying about, there have been eras where films can be a little bit racy and
Yeah.
even really ribald, and then there'll be periods when they clam up on everything.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, there's
'Cause
been a lot of ups and downs throughout the years. Yeah.
Because Leave It to Beaver started in the 50s, and you'll
Yeah.
see all of those noir movies, and you'll see even some of those noir books that had the racy women on the cover.
Oh yeah.
And you know what kind
Mhm.
of date she was going on, but then you'll see Leave It to Beaver, and it's always like things from that time the mom and the dad slept in separate beds.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, in
it
later years, I understood that. Listen, if
yeah.
you ever have a partner or anything that snores, not
That's
good.
me.
Yeah,
Do
me.
you
Yeah,
snore?
I do too.
Do you listen? I'm just trying to help you out, because I know firsthand that it works. there, if you get a mouth guard, it's just it's a mouth guard that you put in for snoring. Just look it up. And
Okay.
you put the mouth guard in, and I mean, if it's either sleep apnea or you put a mouth guard in and you sleep with the mouth guard. What it does is it brings your jaw slightly forward, just a little bit, and it opens up the airway immediately. The person that had it so bad was snoring. They put it in. The minute they put it in, silence. It worked 100%.
You remember those little wind-up toys that looked like a mouse that would hop around? Try putting one of those in there.
Oh, yeah. Those were great collectibles. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. For me, I have sleep apnea. They have to have a CPAP machine. And I have breathing issues, so I have to have an additional
oxygen or something.
Yeah, concentrator at night.
Okay. But I know that the mouth guard 100%, it's a simple technique that science just learned, that if you just bring the lower jaw forward a tiny bit with this mouth guard, it opens up the airwave and the air just goes down, up. Yeah. And it just goes away.
Well, I better get one then. When I get a boyfriend, I can't have him making me go lay on the couch or something.
Get out on the couch. You're snoring, keeping me up. How dare you? Oh, man. That's kind of crazy. But Connie, I'm going to have to wrap it up so I can get the stream overnight ready. And
I was going to suggest it because it's almost an hour and a half here.
Yeah, we'll do some more stuff down the road. Any idea on a movie for tomorrow?
I haven't decided yet. I got
think about it. Yeah, think about it. It's not important here anyway. So
you get to between 1 and 2 o'clock anyways.
Yeah. So okay, well, cool, Chris. It's glad you jumped on here. But yeah, you guys stick around. You guys gonna still keep talking for a while? I'll listen in
for a few minutes longer.
Okay, I'll jump off. See you, Chris. Thanks, Connie.
It was fun to talk to you.
The bird woman.
I'm honored I got to talk with you, Dino.
Yes.
Me here. I'm glad.
More in the future, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, there will be.
What's that say in the back, hanging from your wall, Connie? Is that family? No. What's that say?
No.
It says we're tired of hiding the bodies.
No.
Like at Halloween time.
Freedom.
Freedom. Okay. Yeah.
I got my red, white, and blue up throughout the house.
Is that on Garland? Are you still? Is Christmas decorations up still?
No.
Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Yeah, because there's one.
See, I got Garland on top.
Okay,
I'm in the living room.
Yeah, I know a friend from school they have 6 Christmas trees in their home, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
And it's up their Christmas all year long.
Carrie Fisher, she had a Christmas tree all year long.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
No. I know some people that used Christmas trees all year long for all the different holidays.
Oh, yeah. They do that too. Yeah, like Thanksgiving, it's all turkeys all over the tree and stuff. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, I guess. I don't know. I love Christmas, but yeah, I mean, Halloween's my favorite, but Christmas is second. I love Christmas.
Well, stay cool, Dino. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Put a water bottle in the freezer or in the fridge, I mean, so it's nice and cool.
Ginger ale ain't cutting it for how hot it is here, but
drink some Ovaltine and some of that Donald Duck apple juice.
Apple juice, yeah. And Yoo-hoo, don't forget ice cold Yoo-hoo.
And cold Yoo-hoo.
I got you too, Yoo-hoo. Candy bars.
Okay.
I'll send you with the thing of the Ovaltine I got over at here.
Oh, the Yoo-hoo candy bars. Yeah.
Nice.
Those
got 2 of them.
Yeah, those are nice to melt in your mouth. You just take off a piece and just let it melt. See, when it comes to candy, it's just got or chocolate, it's got to slowly melt. Listen, I'm a chocolate connoisseur. You know, like wine tasters. I'm a chocolate taster.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see you guys later. I'll keep talking.
You
know me, I never shut up. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry.
It's okay. I just figured you were doing to me what Dino does to Dave.
I know.
Any closing words, Dave? And then when Dave starts to talk, click.
Get That's his
And
MO.
Dave never minds.
No. You know, like I said, that's Dino's MO for anybody. We love him anyways.
Yeah, we love him anyways. Well, listen,
Yeah.
kid, this has been a great time, and I'm up for it anytime you want to, but it has to be planned in advance. But if you ever even want to try a marathon, I'm down.
All right, I'm game
I will
for
be
that.
here for the long time.
All right, I'll let you know. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Thank you, bestie.
It would be fun, bestie.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye, everybody. This was fun. Thank you all for listening. We've had a good time, and woohoo for Fluff Chick Productions. Good job. Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you. Bye. All right, everybody. Have a good night. I'll see you on Dino's string. Take care.